My name's Tom Lieb. I'm the CEO of SCAT Enterprises, Redondo Beach, California. We make crankshafts, connecting rods, rotating assemblies, pro car seats, and then of course we have our iconic Volkswagen accessory program. Well, the first parts that we started manufacturing was part of the Volkswagen product line, intake manifolds, and actually we started making crankshafts in 1966. And from the Volkswagen crankshafts, we expanded into the Chevys and the Fords and all the rest of it. And then in 1980, Ford went back into racing, and because we had done some work over the years when Shelby, being in the South Bay here, Shelby they were in business and we did machine work for them. And so anyway, I had friends at Ford that I developed from that relationship, and they asked us to do the Ford racing program. And at that point, and today you've seen one of the machines that they wanted us to buy to make their crankshafts. And so we bought the first big crankshaft milling machine, which is here today and still operating. And then it all started from there to really get into the manufacture of the billet cranks and the forged cranks and what have you. So it's hard to imagine that the first shop I had was my parents' garage, which I rented from them for $30 a month. And so it was a typical car car garage of the 40s. It was a car and a half, and then here we are today. And I walk into the shop today and I look around and I just shake my head. There's just no real vision of what it would be. And of course, it was one day at a time, $1 at a time, one part at a time, and here we are. To be a quality manufacturer, you need three things. You need good equipment. You need the system to be able to control that equipment. The system is the work orders with all the specifics of what you're supposed to be doing. It's all the drawings, it's all the technical background. And then the third thing that you need is a dedicated and a professional employee. And I think that over the years, I've been very fortunate. My employees are all of that. That's what makes us. And that's the bell. That's for all of them to come back to work. Hopefully they had a nice lunch, Well, one of the things that we've done over the years is in the crank area is we're the only manufacturer that covers all the bases. So in other words, we have a cast crank for the budget racer, for the individual that has like IMCA. It's a claimer type application. You're not going to go out and buy a $3,000 crankshaft when your engine is going to be claimed for $500. So we have cranks and rods for that. And then as we move up the scale, then we have the forged cranks, and then we have the custom forged cranks, and then we have the billet cranks. And we can make any crankshaft that is less than 43 inches in length and 10 inches in diameter. We buy the best material. When you see all the cranks that you've seen on the floor, there's no way to tell 1045 a carbon steel, and this is 4330, which is the ultimate in alloy steel. You can't tell the difference. But when you go to heat treat, there is a difference. So we do nothing but the best materials, and that's part of the QC that we go through. And that heat treating is key. And that's one of the reasons that all of our parts, the people that use our parts, they understand that we understand where we start. The material is the basis of it, and we do the same for everybody. And so we operate under that umbrella. And so the same part that goes through the same operations and the same QC oversight is the same part that we do for the factories that we do for, you know, the racer that's in Lincoln, Nebraska. One of the things that we pride ourselves in is that here in the building, there's somebody that can answer your question. And one of the things that in the sales department that I'm very adamant about is that if you know the answer to the question, answer the question. If you don't, tell the customer you'll get back to them, and there's somebody here that can answer the question, and then ultimately a lot of that stuff ends up on my desk, and of course, you know, we get back to them and we tell them that what they're buying besides the part is our expertise, and our expertise to guide them along to make sure that when they buy the parts, that their expectation of what those parts are going to do is going to be met. And that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. So if you go to the website, or you can call us direct. I mean, we're here every day from 6 to 6. So, you know, you can, we're available.